A well-known chart analyst reveals what he believes could finally ignite XRP's long-awaited price discovery, something it hasn't seen in over 7 years. In my latest video, I've gathered insights from several XRP chart experts, and let me tell you, the mood across the board is overwhelmingly bullish. And no, this isn't just selective reporting, I promise. In fact, I actively search for credible analysts who hold a bearish outlook on XRP this market cycle. Yet they're practically a rare breed these days, nearly impossible to find. The optimism is hard to ignore, and it's painting an exciting picture for what's ahead. It's funny how quiet things have gotten from those who were so eager to post their predictions and price targets for XRP. Let's be honest. Their forecasts haven't exactly aged well, have they? Meanwhile, XRP has been crushing it, ranking as the top performing altcoin in the top 100 since the election. Unsurprisingly, this has silenced a lot of the usual critics who love to chart XRP negatively. And honestly, I don't mind. If their predictions were fueled by emotion rather than logic, it's better they stay quiet. What's more interesting is I can hardly find any analyst right now saying XRP won't perform well. Seriously, it's like searching for a needle in a haystack. If you've spotted someone making a solid bear case, drop it in the comments. I'd love to share it in a video and give you credit. If we take a moment to reflect on history, it's clear that XRP is poised for something remarkable, pushing boundaries, setting new all-time highs, sparking excitement, and turning heads. If it's the pattern, this market cycle, it's far from over. There's so much to look forward to and plenty of reasons to believe the best is still ahead. But before we dive deeper, let me be clear. I don't have a financial background. This isn't financial advice, and you absolutely shouldn't make any buying or selling decisions based on my thoughts. As I sit down to record this on Monday, June 9th, 2025, here's where we stand. XRP is sitting at $2.23, and Bitcoin has skyrocketed to $15,692.00. But let's talk about Sunday. It was definitely one for the books. All eyes were on the market, and for good reason. XRP stole the spotlight with a surprising pump, standing out as the only coin in the top 10 by market cap making serious moves. Honestly, I even glanced through the top 50 on Livecoin Watch and didn't spot anything else climbing. Maybe even the top 100 was quiet, but XRP, it was on a roll, completely outshining the rest. It's rare to see something like this, a lone coin breaking away from the pack. Sure, it's happened before, but not often enough to call it the norm. XRP made a swift climb from $2.17 to a Sunday high of $2.29. It's dipped slightly since, now sitting at $2.23, but it's all part of the ride. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, watching these moves unfold is pretty exciting. Chart analyst Tech Dev nailed it with a recent post, and it's a game changer. Sharing with his 529,000 followers, he broke down a powerful insight. In the last 2 months, just 8 days accounted for 99% of the move from $75,000 0 cents to $110,000 0 cents. The other 52 days, pure market chop, sideways action, a little up, a little down. His take: this is how it's always been and how it'll continue. The legs will only get steeper. Missing those 8 days is risky. Time in timing. He's spot on. I always say the same. It's about time in the market, not timing the market. Nobody can predict the exact moment the market takes off. Most days in crypto, quiet price action. Sure, it's volatile, but mostly small moves up or down. Missing the big days, though, that's where the real risk lies. The big picture, it doesn't matter. Truly game-changing moments in the market are rare, and the catch is you'll never know when they're coming. That's why I always say you're either in when it happens or you're not. Simple as that. That's what makes my strategy, in my opinion, the best one for regular folks like us. I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm not some Wall Street guru or crypto wizard just because I have a YouTube channel. My strategy, it's as basic as it gets. And guess what? It works. It works in the stock market. It works in crypto. Here's what I do. I buy stuff and then I leave it alone. That's it. Turns out the more people mess with their investments, trying to time the market, sell high, buy low, double down, the more they trip themselves up. Sure, you might sell now thinking you'll snag it cheaper later, but will you? Maybe, maybe not. My approach? Keep it boring, keep it simple, and let time do the heavy lifting. Are you absolutely certain you won't regret missing those 8 critical days? Think about it, because if you miss them, they're gone for good and you're out of luck. Why take that gamble when we know that simply holding over time can lead to thousands of percentage gains just by being patient and doing nothing? Is your impatience or need for action so strong that you think you can consistently outperform that kind of return? Are you aware of the risk you're creating for yourself? That's why the best strategy, and I swear by this, is simple. Buy, hold, and literally do nothing. Markets go up, markets go down. It doesn't matter. The key is staying the course. And if one day it grows into a disproportionate large part of your net worth, sure, sell if you want. It's your call. But for me, this approach works, plain and simple. These moments are rare. And this holds true for XRP as well. Being an XRP holder has been quite the ride. Mostly a slow grind of downward and sideways price action over the years. Trust me, after 7.5 years, I know this all too well. But here's the thing. A handful of explosive days have made it all worthwhile. Remember, when XRP hit $3.40 this year, a brand new all-time high, I was there for that, and I'll be here when it finally takes off on its next parabolic run. It's coming. You just have to keep the faith and stay patient. This is the mindset more people need to embrace. Smart long-term investing beats reckless trading any day. Did you know 95% of traders lose money? Don't be one of them. Here's the thing. Only a tiny 5% actually make money. And even then, it's not like they're striking it rich. It eats up their time, especially if they're trying to make it a career. So ask yourself, do you really want that extra stress when you could just own assets, skip the hassle, and still build life-changing wealth? To me, it's a no-brainer. The smartest move is often to do nothing. Seriously, I mean it. But funny enough, that's way harder for most people than you'd think. That's the real challenge. Unfortunately, so many people end up underperforming the market, and it's a trap they set for themselves. Sunday gave us a glimpse of excitement with XRP's little pump, but let's be real, it wasn't the one. Not yet anyway. Yesterday, though, things got interesting. Greg Crypto dropped a post just before the real action began saying, XRP TikTok, time to break out the key micro signal, the magic number, 3 consecutive daily closes above $2.20. Well, guess what? Yesterday, we hit the first milestone with a close at $2.25. Solid start, safely above the line. He said, if we do it 2 more times, that's the signal right there. But someone chimed in, wait, does this mean $1.95 is off the table? Because Greg Crypto did warn it might happen. His reply, oh, and by the way, it's just a Sunday pump. But here's the kicker. He added, Sunday pumps aren't reliable. So does that change anything about XRP hitting $2.00 or staying under it in the short term? Probably not. Sunday pumps rarely mean much, which honestly, I pointed out in my video yesterday, still is far from game over. This is exactly the kind of moment where optimism about XRP's future just makes sense. Crypto Insight UK shared an interesting post as XRP started pumping on Sunday. His take, XRP is starting to catch my eye, but the lack of volume is a red flag. He pointed out some key levels to watch for a potential trend break, noting there were still 10 hours left on the daily chart. Sure enough, XRP climbed, but then dipped again shortly after. Let's talk volume. On an average day, XRP sees about 1 billion in trading volume, give or take. But when he posted, it had already hit 1.6 billion. Not impressed? Neither was he. By the time I checked, it had surged to 2.5 billion, a solid increase. But here's the catch. A chunk of that volume came from selling pressure as XRP slid back down. On a separate note, he pointed out that volume remains a key issue, along with the liquidity levels he's mentioned before. What's fascinating, though, is how XRP seems to be breaking the mold. Unlike other top coins, XRP was making moves on a lazy Sunday. His price climbing higher for no apparent reason, no breaking news, no major fundamentals driving it. Sometimes the market just behaves like that. Momentum builds, people follow the herd, and FOMO kicks in. Classic human behavior, right? As for the liquidity he referenced, he's talking about those buyers ready to scoop up XRP if prices dip to around $1.90 or $2.00. He's still holding to the idea that we might see a drop to that range before XRP makes its upward push. It's all part of the unpredictable dance of the crypto market. Crypto Insight UK is back with another update highlighting XRP dominance alongside RSI and stochastic RSI curling up. Here's the chart he shared to back it up. Chart analyst Igor at Crypto chimed in, confidently claiming XRP dominance is heading to 15%. Mark my words, bold call, but honestly, it's not far-fetched. For context, XRP's dominance once peaked around 33% during the explosive 2172018 bull run, a historic high, even if it was just a fleeting moment. I doubt we'll ever see that percentage again, not with so many coins now carving up the market share. But honestly, that doesn't really matter. Even if XRP only captured, say, half of its former glory, around 15%, that would still be huge. Think about it. With today's crypto market cap, if XRP claimed 15%, we'd be looking at a price around $9.00 per XRP. Wild, right? Now let's imagine a classic alt season hits, the crypto market cap doubles, and XRP still holds 15%. Suddenly, you're talking closer to $18.00 per XRP. See how quickly those numbers climb when money floods into the market? That's the beauty and chaos of crypto. Big moves can happen in the blink of an eye. A few days ago, the great Gatsby shared an eye-catching prediction: Ethereum hitting a minimum of $10,000.00. Bold, right? But here's the kicker. If XRP matches Ethereum's market cap at that level, we're talking about $20.00 per XRP. Yes, $20.00. Remember, XRP has fought hard for that number 2 spot in market cap before, so this isn't out of the realm of possibility. Lately, the $10,000.00 ETH figure has been popping up everywhere, with analysts buzzing about it. Ethereum hitting that level? Totally reasonable. Nothing out of reach there. So if ETH can soar that high, the idea of XRP following suit, not crazy at all. In fact, as he put it, like it or not, XRP is leading the charge for altcoins this cycle, not Ethereum. Sure, ETH is trailing behind, but lagging doesn't mean losing. Its time to surge will come, and historically, that's what kicks off alt season. My take, XRP is set to leave the rest in the dust. That's the expectation, and I'm sticking to it. So here's an update from the great Gatsby on the XRP USD chart. He points out that his linear Gann chart offers a clear view of XRP's price movement. While XRP is outperforming the market today, it's still stuck in a range. The real action begins once it breaks the $3.30 resistance, his key level to watch. I've also seen posts from several analysts highlighting their critical levels and what's needed to push XRP into exciting price discovery. Chart analyst JD just dropped an intriguing prediction about XRP, comparing today's market to the hidden bullish divergence of 2017. Back then, XRP made history with an insane rally, skyrocketing from just half a penny to $3.35. That cycle had 2 explosive bursts, but the outcome? A mind-blowing 20x surge followed by a brutal 90% crash. Now, JD believes the current market structure mirrors 2017. Another biblical rise followed by a massive crash could be on the horizon. The question is, how high will it go before the inevitable cool down? One thing's for sure, when the market overheats and FOMO takes over, history tends to repeat itself. Wherever the price of XRP peaks, it won't stay there for long. A sharp drop will follow, but this time the new low will be higher than the last cycle, practically guaranteed, and honestly, I can't wait. My plan? Sell strategically as the price climbs, then scoop up XRP like crazy when the market tanks, whether it's a 70%, 80%, or even a 90% drop. A bear market? No problem. I'll be gearing up for the next rally, even if it takes years. Why? Because XRP is a clear winner, plain and simple. That's not changing just because some folks panic sell after FOMOing in. I'll stick to the plan and do it all over again. Check out this post from chart analyst X-Force Global. XRP hitting $4.00 by the end of summer until proven otherwise. And please spare me the tired market cap arguments or the XRP is a stable coin take. Here's the thing. When people say XRP can't reach a certain value because of its market cap, they're often misunderstanding what market cap really means. A lot of folks assume that for XRP to hit, say, a 3 trillion market cap, there would need to be 3 trillion invested in it. But that's just not how it works. Market cap is simply the current price multiplied by the circulating supply. Nothing more, nothing less. The actual amount of money flowing into XRP to drive the price that high would only be a fraction of the market cap. It's all about how much people are willing to bid the price up, not the total amount of dollars invested. In that sense, it's completely unreasonable. Sure, if you start saying, well, XRP can be any price because market cap doesn't matter and it could hit a $250 market cap, just stop. Seriously, stop. You've lost your right to speak if you come out with that nonsense. There isn't enough money on this planet to drive the price that high. So no. Market cap isn't irrelevant. When people throw that around, I'm like, no, it actually does matter. And here's why. For starters, market cap is a key metric people use to rank cryptocurrencies against one another. It's a way to compare value, a way for cryptos to compete for position. Humans naturally seek order, and market cap provides a universally accepted way to size things up. It's practical, it's efficient, and it works. Market cap isn't just a random number. It's a tool that helps us make sense of the crypto world. Let's be real. XRP isn't a stable coin, so arguing otherwise is just plain silly. That aside, there's been a lot of buzz from analysts predicting XRP could skyrocket this summer. I actually made a video yesterday breaking it all down, but here's the gist in case you missed it. Historically, the fourth year of each cycle tends to bring wild price action, and summer is often a hotbed for activity. Sure, there's that old saying, sell in May and go away, because summer markets are usually slow, but data disagrees. Look at 2021 or even 2017. Those summers were anything but boring. In fact, the blockchain backer even argued that summer 2017 was an altcoin season in its own right. So the idea of XRP taking off this month or in July or August, not far-fetched at all. If history repeats or at least rhymes, it could definitely happen. Here's an update from chart analyst Mr. Zoom on XRP's journey. Over the past few days, he's highlighted key support levels, and we've hit them. Now, let's dive into the resistance zones XRP could face. The $2.40 to $2.65 range is packed with sell walls. Getting past that hell zone is the challenge. But once cleared, it's a clean shot straight to the $2.90 mark. The strongest resistance of all, $3.00. With 4.1 million XRP worth of liquidity sitting there, it's a major hurdle. After that, the real excitement begins. Breaking past $3.40, the current all-time high, takes XRP into true price discovery, and once it starts ripping, who knows where it could peak? That's the moment traders wait for. Short-lived, but oh so thrilling. I hate to be the one bringing what some might see as bad news, but listen, it could just pump for a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 tops. Think back to 2017 when the run started in December. It spiked for about 2.5 weeks, and then boom, that was it. The second pump was over. When it happens, it's fast and intense. But honestly, that's part of the thrill, right? Knowing that life-changing wealth from XRP could begin any day now is wild, and I'm right there with you counting on it. This is the moment we're living in, and honestly, it's never been more exciting to be an XRP holder, period. And here's something from chart analyst to Zoom. He said, my sell targets are going to piss off a lot of maxis, but I don't care. And honestly, I've got to critique that. XRP maximalists, come on, they're basically unicorns. I think I've met one, maybe. So yeah, they're rare, but hey, even unicorns exist. Apparently, Bitcoin maximalists may dominate the conversation, but XRP holders are grounded in rationality. Unlike a cult, our community thrives on flexibility and sees XRP as an incredible investment opportunity, not a blind allegiance. We're open-minded investors, happy to diversify. Many of us, myself included, even hold Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin. So no hard feelings to the maxis. There's room for everyone in the crypto world. Some might call this approach foolish, but that just shows they're not digging deep enough. What he's saying here, let me read it, is actually quite reasonable. He explains, I sold 15% of my XRP at $2.80 and rebought at $2.00. Now, let me pause and say, sure, that strategy worked out for him. Maybe he's a skilled trader, but for the average person, this kind of behavior is a slippery slope. Most people end up wrecked when they try to play the market like this. Why? Because even if you have a few wins, all it takes is one bad move to wipe out all your progress, and then some. The risk just isn't worth the reward. You can do that if you want, it's your call, but here's the thing. Data doesn't lie. The people who invest in the stock market, buy their positions and leave them alone, they win. They consistently outperform those who constantly tweak and tinker. And guess what? The same applies to crypto. So tread carefully with moves like that. Sure, if it worked out for him, that's great. Good for him. But honestly, if more people avoided over managing, they'd be better off overall. That much I know for sure. All right, here's the interesting part. He says, next, I'm selling about 15% of my XRP at $4.50 to $5.00. The rest, that'll go at $7.00 to $8.00. Some might call this cautious, but I'm more than happy with those numbers. My target range for XRP this cycle is $8.00 to $13.00. So why stop short of $10.00 or even $13.00? Simple. Trying to time the top is a fool's game. And honestly, he's right. That's exactly the mindset I keep emphasizing too. I'm not here to hit the absolute peak because let's face it, nobody can. My approach, sell gradually, just like I dollar cost averaged my way in. I picked up XRP at all kinds of price points. Back in 2018, I bought at 55 cents, then kept buying as it dropped. 50 cents, 45 cents, 40 cents. I even snagged some at 15 cents. Here's the plan. I'll sell a little as the price rises at one level, then the next, and then higher and higher. Maybe it dips and I sell some there too. If it climbs again, I'll cash out more at that point. And hey, when it's all said and done, maybe the price skyrockets even higher, but you know what? That's okay. Why? Because when I sell, it's about locking in life-changing gains. Think about it. If your net worth hit 100 million and you had the chance to secure that forever, would you risk it all chasing 200 million? Most rational people wouldn't. 100 million is more money than you could ever reasonably spend. So why gamble it away? Even if I were to double that amount, it wouldn't really change my quality of life. For me, it's not about squeezing every last penny out. It's about the bigger picture. Those aren't my exact numbers, of course, but the principle holds true. My plan is to start scaling out and selling most of my position when the price hits somewhere between $5 and $8. If I manage to stick to that plan, I won't care if the value doubles or even triples after that. Why? Because I can't predict if it will, and I'm not willing to take that risk. Doubling the amount might sound amazing, but in reality, it wouldn't move the needle much for me. Selling at my planned point, though, that's what makes a real life-changing impact. Sure, it'd be exciting to see it double or triple, but does it truly matter? I'm 42 years old. The money I'll walk away with at this point is already substantial for someone my age. Plus, I'll keep earning, reinvesting, and buying more crypto. There will always be more cycles, more opportunities. Risking it all for a bigger payout, that's just not worth it. It's a gamble I'm not willing to take. Sometimes you've got to know when to step back and let things be. Listen, every single one of you will face this test. When the market heats up and XRP starts climbing, that little voice in your head will whisper, what if it goes higher? You'll stare at the balance thinking, this could change my life. But what if it doubles, triples, quadruples? And you know what? Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. But ask yourself, is it already life-changing? Because if it is, holding out for more could cost you everything. Imagine it crashes and you lose it all. Wouldn't that regret be worse than missing out on a potential double or triple? If it's already enough to change your life, why risk losing it? Sometimes walking away with what you have is the boldest, smartest move you'll ever make. Think about that. Keep your greed in check out there. Sure, I could aim for that $8 to $13 range. It's within reach, but honestly, I'm not targeting those levels specifically. Double-digit prices, not out of the question, but I'm not banking on it. Here's the plan. I might hold on to around 10% of my XRP, give or take, if it hits above $8. Could depend on a few factors, and if it climbs even higher, fantastic. But let's be real, I'm planning to cash out most, if not all of it, as we approach those numbers. Chart analyst CoinsKit just dropped an update on XRP, and it's looking interesting. According to him, XRP is retracing a 5-wave move down, eyeing the 1 fib level at $2.65. If it breaks through that key resistance, boom, price discovery mode and a shot at all-time highs. Of course, it won't be an easy climb. That $2.65 mark is a major hurdle, and analysts everywhere are keeping a close watch on it. But if XRP clears it, we could see a massive rally from there. Here's a latest buzz from chart analyst Cryptos. XRP nailed a bullish daily close, setting the stage for what could be an exciting week. It wrapped the day at $2.25, just as predicted earlier. It looks like momentum is building. Over at World of Charts, another analyst chimed in, noting XRP is consolidating within a tight range and gearing up for a breakout. They're calling for a 20% rally, which could be just around the corner. And it doesn't stop there. Tons of analysts are lighting up the charts with similar predictions. Chart analyst CW dropped some fire, claiming XRP is ready to break through the convergence. With the retest complete, another rally seems imminent. Optimism is in the air, and I'm seeing it everywhere. Take this example from XRP Captain Chart Analyst Diane P. He's predicting XRP is about to hit new all-time highs. Next stop, $10.00 and beyond. It's just one of many bullish takes I've come across. Honestly, as I said at the start of the video, I'm not seeing anyone forecasting doom for XRP. If I did, I'd share. I've done it before. I'm not here to push one-sided views. I love showcasing diverse opinions, but right now I can't find any negative takes. They're just not out there. Nobody's doubting XRP's potential, which makes a bearish outlook the real shocker. No one's doubting XRP's potential. It's crystal clear. It's already making waves and it's only going to keep climbing. This is the XRP cycle in full force. It's set to dominate the crypto space, leaving other coins struggling to keep up. Honestly, some of these coins are just along for the ride, barely able to compete with XRP's momentum. As an XRP holder, and yes, it's my largest holding, I'll admit I'm biased. I couldn't be more excited. The future looks bright, folks, and I'm here for every moment of it. All right, I'm ready for that sweet, exciting moment of price discovery. It's on the horizon. It might take a little longer to get here. No one knows exactly when, but I'm staying ready because my strategy is rock solid. Here's the plan. I buy and then I do nothing. My job, outlast every other investor on the planet with patience. And guess what? I'm really good at it. Patience might not come easy for everyone, but lucky for me, it's my superpower. I've been holding crypto, including XRP, for over 7.5 years. And let me tell you, it works. The secret? Buy, hold, and be unshakably stubborn. If you truly believe in your strategy like I do, it's surprisingly simple. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just conviction and time. When I truly believe in what I'm doing, it just makes sense. When it comes to cryptocurrencies, especially utility coins like XRP, it feels so clear to me. Not all cryptos, of course, but the ones with real use cases, obvious. That's why I sleep easy at night, confident in my choices. So far, it's paid off, and the crypto pie just keeps growing. I'm sticking to this path because anyone can do it. Just that emotions often get in the way. That's why I always say, when it comes to investing, we're usually our own worst enemies. It's almost always true. If you miss out, well, that's on you. The opportunity is out there. You can buy in and step into this chance for life-changing wealth. You just have to be willing to wait. The key is investing the right amount and understanding the game. If you get it, you get it. You can choose to go for it, just like I did. 7.5 years later, here I am with an absurd chunk of my net worth wrapped up in this. And honestly, I think it's only going to grow even more with this blow off top coming. Then guess what? I'll do it all over again. The crazy part is you can just decide to build wealth if you want to. It's that simple. To anyone outside of crypto, that probably sounds ridiculous, but it's true. It genuinely absolutely is. So take this as you will. This is why the excitement makes sense, why the next wave of yield feels so electric. This is real life. But hey, I'm no financial advisor. Don't go buying or selling anything because of what I say. Seriously, that would be a terrible, terrible idea.